Let's go to this story now. She's been waiting for us to speak to her. The Democratic Alliance is facing a tough task as it tries to ensure that coalitions work. Just recently, the party lost control of the city of Johannesburg when the Patriotic Alliance broke ranks and voted with the ANC and the EFF to unseat Mayor Mpho Phalatse. The party is facing a similar situation in the city of Ekurhuleni. The ANC has submitted a motion of no confidence against Mayor Tania Campbell. Is there substance in this motion to remove the mayor? Well, Tania Campbell joins me now virtually for more details. Thank you very much, Executive Mayor, for your time. Quite interesting times for South Africans as we watch as ordinary citizens. How are you feeling leading up to the 26th of October?
Yes, thank you for having me. Firstly, let me just say that the motion has still not been tabled in council, so it has also not gone through a programming committee. However, as the coalition, we have decided that we will still carry on with work. Our main focus is to get services to our communities. I mean, today I'm also doing my site visits. We have a Back to Basics program every Friday, and we just cannot let ourselves be deterred by these type of motions that does not bring stability of services to our communities.
And behind the scenes, Executive Mayor, is there anything that you and your coalition partners who still do believe in you are doing heading up to the 26th of October? I mean, I know you say that it hasn't really been added to the agenda as yet, but if it is, are you doing anything behind the scenes basically to try and retain your position in the city of Ekurhuleni?
Yes, look, as the coalition, we are very stable in Ekurhuleni. We are in the minority. However, there seems to be a very big disregard and disrespect to this motion that has been tabled by other parties within council. You know, so I think it is going to be a tough one. We have to make sure that everybody is on the same level of thinking, and that is stability for our coalition, but not just our coalition, stability in the city itself. You know, when you look at the bigger picture, you can't look at self-enrichment, you can't look at positions. You have to make sure that whatever you do brings a stable government. And if you are a responsible party, and you are responsible and serious for your residents and for your communities out there, you would certainly take that decision to keep a stabilized coalition.
And according to the ANC's, you know, the fact that they actually brought the motion forward, they're accusing basically you and the DA of, you know, having racial service delivery, not giving enough to the poor and those in townships. What's your response to that?
Yeah, I actually find that.
Executive Mayor, I don't know if you can hear me clearly. We're kind of losing you at the moment. I don't know if you're moving around. The network has suddenly gone a little pear-shaped. Such a pity. It looks like we lost the Executive Mayor of the city of Ekurhuleni. Mayor, I believe you're back now and you can hear me. Your response very quickly to the ANC basically calling the DA racist.
Yes, I find that a little bit comical because when you look at our programs that we do every Friday are the majority in township areas and for the poor of the poor. Today is one of those days where we are here in Kwatema, we will be in Duduza, we're all over the show, and all the mayoral committee members have, if they're not with me, their own programs. And what we have found is the degradation of the services that were rendered in our poorer communities. No attention has been given in the past to our poorer communities, and this is the attention that we are giving them. So to racialize something on a humane scale, and what is not just a racial comment, but what should be your mandate is to bring services I think is very, very, to me, that is not a way that the ANC should be going. I think they are being reckless in what they are saying.
The second reason is that there's instability in governance, talking about the cabinet reshuffle that you had not so long ago, talking specifically about, some members of the Patriotic Alliance basically being kicked out of your executive council. What's your response to that? Do you think these are now politics at play, people wanting positions in exchange for keeping you in your position?
Yes, look, I think the Patriotic Alliance made their own decision on not being part of the coalition, and therefore I did a reshuffle of the cabinet. It is also common practice where I do feel from time to time, if I feel that a department needs more attention than what it is getting as executive mayor, to use my discretion to say, I am going to be moving the cabinet so that proper services and stability is there for our community. So I think this is something that they have used as almost grandstanding. But again, we will not let ourselves be deterred as a coalition. We are strong. We have made a commitment that we will make sure that services go out to all our communities, and we need to stay focused instead of focusing on sideshows right now.
And Executive Mayor, I know that you have other engagements, so I'll just squeeze in my very last question to you. From what you say, I guess it's correct what Helen Zille said, your FedEx Council chair, talking about the fact that she was basically quoted saying 90% of the time so far since you took over in that particular area was being spent trying to keep coalitions together instead of service delivery. So I guess she's been right in that instance. But how's your relationship with Action SA, for instance? Executive Mayor, because we heard the Gauteng head of Action SA, Bongani Baloyi, talking about how they're ready to be the opposition, and how he said that the DA has itself to blame for what's currently happening with coalition governments in the province of Gauteng.
Yes, again, we are in a very unique situation in Ekurhuleni. Ourselves and Action SA work very well together. In actual fact, they play a very good role within the coalition. So we work very well in Ekurhuleni together. We have a lot of meetings, we consult, and I think that is the key recipe, is to have an open door policy, to consult, to come to conclusions, to make sure that our decisions are based on fact and reality and what is going on in our communities. And have everyone's opinions heard. You cannot have coalitions where it is a dominant situation where no one is heard and no one is listened to. So we do a lot of consultative processes. We've already had 4 strategic sessions.
With Action SA involved as well.
Yes, with Action SA, with every single coalition partner that is part of us in Ekurhuleni. We've already had 4 strategic sessions. So every single meeting we go into, we have prior meetings. We make sure that we speak with one voice, that if there is something we do not agree with, that we get to a proper solution that will be solution driven for our communities.